A spectacular afternoon for baseball in Pittsburgh. Today it's the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. Concluding their three-game series, the Pirates will welcome in the Texas Rangers tomorrow night to start a three-game series. It's a kids' Sunday as the Bucks and D-backs battle. 13-3, the Pirates won on Friday, but the D-backs came back and beat the Pirates last night 4-3. Greg Brown, John Wehner, Dan Potash with you. And John, the Pirates scored their 3 runs on one swing from Ke'Bryan Hayes, who helped build that 3-1 lead, coming back from an early 1-0 deficit. In the last couple of games now, Ke'Bryan back-to-back 3 RBI games.
Great start of this homestand for Ke'Bryan Hayes. What I like is he's getting the bat head out against Zach Allen. The opener of this series hits the ball off the wall, deep center field on the fastball, middle in. Stays on the breaking ball away from him, hitting the ball up the middle. But you like to see that extension. He's just that maybe 4 or 6 inches further out front, allowing him to drive the ball in the air. That was a huge 2-out, 3-run triple by Hayes to put the Bucks up 3-1.
Our Eden Park performance that made us smile yesterday. On the mound today for the Pirates, a guy that hasn't pitched in 8 days, but the last time he did in Baltimore matched his career high, 7 innings, Roansy Contreras.
Yeah, what a great game he pitched. Not a lot of strikeouts. He only struck out 1, but how efficient he was. He was in the zone, only 84 pitches in those 7 innings, gave up a couple of solo homers, which was just fine. But I'd like to see the efficiency, seeing him in the zone, attacking early, and then using that great slider to finish guys off.
His opponent on the mound today is a tough one, Merrill Kelly. Was the 3rd lowest batting average against in the National League. Sheely's scouting report.
Yeah, 5-pitch guy, mixes things up, doesn't throw very hard, but he knows how to pitch. Having a great month, as is Contreras. A great start again against the Orioles. Just the 84 pitches. Pitched a good game against the Diamondbacks. His only career start against them, giving up 1 through 5 2/3.
Hey, the Bucks are tied atop the National League Central Division with the Brewers, so they need a win today. It is the rubber match. It's the Buccos and the Diamondbacks. First pitch is coming your way next. Youngsters on hand, and it is just a spectacular day for baseball. Derek Shelton signed an autograph. Ke'Bryan Hayes, a fist bump, and he'll sign an autograph. This happened just a few moments ago, about ready to start this one. Buccos and the Diamondbacks. Ke'Bryan Hayes hoping he's going to go on quite a run. The Pirates really feel like they certainly need the W for a lot of reasons, and it starts with Roansy Contreras. This is the lineup that faces. Pavin Smith hit that game-turning home run yesterday. Ketel Marte, a 20-game on-base streak going for him. The rookie Corbin Carroll, Christian Walker at first, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in his first year with the Snakes, Josh Rojas at third, Dominic Fletcher, Geraldo Perdomo, and catching is Jose Herrera.
And now your Pennsylvania lottery numbers for Roansy Contreras. 8 starts, 3-4 record, 4.40 the ERA, 32 punch-outs in 45 innings. Coming off a real good start, and he's got a little extra rest. It'll be interesting to see if the velocity maybe ticks up a bit, averaging about 94 on his fastball this year, a little down from last year.
8 days ago, his last start. 95, good pitch to Pavin Smith. The designated hitter today, his home run, his 3rd of the year, hit it off Robert Stevenson yesterday. Oh, 2.
27 years old, looks a lot younger than that.
To left. That's Reynolds. Western Pennsylvania Honda defense. Rodolfo Castro, a rare start at second base against a right-handed pitcher. And it'll be Tucupita Marcano at short, Ke'Bryan Hayes, Carlos Santana on the corners. You just saw Reynolds in left, Jack Sawinski in center, Connor Joe in right. Jason DeLay catches. Ketel Marte had a couple of hits yesterday, extending that on-base streak to 20 straight games. Now 2-0. Roansy Contreras is 23 years old. 21 appearances last year, made 18 starts. It's hit hard but foul. This is start number 9 this season for Contreras. His 28th major league start. John mentioned that outstanding performance in Baltimore 8 days ago. Tough 2-0 loss, but went 7th. Gave up just a couple of runs on 5 hits.
Well, good little changeup right there. I figured after the 2-0 fastball, Marte was well out in front of that he would have gotten either a changeup or a slider, something off speed. Very nice.
3-2. Slider in the dirt. 2 solo homers, the difference in that game for Contreras. Adley Rutschman hit a home run off him. Rutschman was the second batter he faced in that game at Baltimore in the first inning, and then in the second inning he gave up a home run to Gunnar Henderson, but he has 2 outs and the first strikeout of the day.
Time for your FNB tips for your Bucks. Crank up the running game. We got to see if we can create some offense today against a very good Merrill Kelly, who doesn't give up a lot, and get 7 more innings from Roansy. I think the most impressive thing about that last outing for Contreras, not a lot of strikeouts. He just struck out 1, but he only needed 84 pitches to go 7 innings, an average of 12 per inning. That is excellent.
Falls behind Corbin Carroll, 2-0. Pirates been working with Contreras to try and stay more upright. I think that will help, maybe the command and the velocity. Anything to help. And that setup position from the letters more than the waist. Oscar Marine there between Radley Haddad and Derek Shelton. Haddad, a game planner, strategy coach, and of course the pitching coach Oscar Marine. Three and two, and Ben Cherington on his radio show talked today about all that goes into those decisions, like the one to pull Keller yesterday. Fly ball to right, toward the wall, and gone. Corbin Carroll on a 3-2 pitch. His 7th and a 1-0 lead for the D-backs.
Pretty sure that was the slider from Contreras. A slider that opponents hit just 159 against. And he's only allowed 2 home runs before this one. This is the 3rd one. You see it kind of just spun up there and was left up right around belt high. Carroll got a little off the end of the bat, but I think he knew he got enough of it.
Christian Walker goes on the appeal. C.B. Buckner. Seventh or Corbin Carroll. And Walker a fly ball to left. So the Pirates trail like yesterday after a half inning, 1-0. Andrew McCutchen will lead off. Andrew McCutchen will lead things off here. Toyota RAV4 starting lineup. It is McCutchen, Reynolds, Sawinski. Carlos Santana hits cleanup. Then it's Brian Hayes and Connor Joe. Rodolfo Castro in that lineup. At second, Tucupita Marcano, Jason DeLay. You see a nice 5-game hitting streak going for Kutch, and 1 hit shy of 1,500 in his Pirates career.
And Merrill Kelly has been really good for these Diamondbacks. Nine starts, 4-3, ERA under 3, more than a punch out per inning pitched. Opponents hitting under 200. I guess if you want to add another tip to win, don't miss his fastball, because his other offerings are about impossible to hit. He's had such great success. Slider, curve, cutter, change. He only averages 92 miles per hour, but in fastball, he's allowed 5 home runs. He only throws it 38% of the time. No home runs allowed against any other offering. The off-speed pitches have been really good, especially the changeup. And that is it.
Wow.
That is actually not the changeup. That was a two-seam fastball that moved like a changeup. Pretty good movement right there. Boy. Yeah, I didn't look at the velocity. I saw the movement and just assumed. Running down and on the inner part of the plate.
Reynolds 0 for 3, drew a walk yesterday, 1 out of 7 in this series. Kelly 3-0 in 4 career starts against the Pirates. This is an easy play for the shortstop Perdomo.
Gets a lot of those too, a lot of ground balls. Over 51% ground ball percentage.
Jack Sawinski 3 for 8 in the series, likes hitting against the Diamondbacks. Kelly has given up 5 homers in 9 starts. A couple of at-bats for Sawinski last year against Kelly, 2 for 2. Troy Lavello is the skipper of these Diamondbacks in his 7th season. Playing very well this year. Popped up on the infield. That's Perdomo. And 1-2-3 for the Pirates. 1 inning down, 1-0 Snakes. Corbin Carroll, he'll face Lourdes Gurriel to start the 2nd. This is a Fort Sunday. Michael McHenry is with us in the hub. He's at the, I guess, the Fortress on the north side here, not too far away, talking about Roansy Contreras and his pitch arsenal for it.
You know, guys, we were talking about extension in the pregame show, me and you, Rock, and that's exactly what I've seen with Contreras. Last start was by far the best I've seen him utilize the fastball, and rightfully so. He threw it a lot more. Guys, when he throws his fastball more, I think everything else ticks up. Velocity's been going down over the last couple of years, but you see on the left is this year's overall usage, and on the right is his last start against Baltimore. You see the four-seamer at 56%, but right here, guys, that's what I love. Him getting that extension, glove side, it helps everything else. Once that slider starts to match, you see these balls are stacked, that's going to really help him out in the long term.
Lourdes Gurriel.
Yeah, I think any time that you're able to locate as a right-handed pitcher down and away with the fastball, for one, it's so far from the hitter. It's just a hard pitch to get to. And being able to throw that slider on the same plane. It's kind of odd. That was just his 3rd home run allowed on a slider to Corbin in the 1st. Corbin Carroll.
Right.
But he misses sometimes up with that, and they still don't hit it. It's that good, you know what I mean? But and if he's able to get that extension, as Michael was talking about, down and away from the righty and down and in from the lefty, going to get a lot of chase.
Ball 1. You know, I guess it just seems like, Michael and John, that it's kind of like an underlying theme with Contreras, and I don't think the Pirates or anybody they don't want to make a big deal out of it, but well, you'd love to see that velocity tick up a little bit somewhere along the line. Wouldn't that help a great deal, or not?
I think as a hitter, a guy with a couple more miles per hour, especially in that 96 to 98 range, that's a difference maker. You can miss maybe a ball over the middle, guy just fouls it off. You know, because his velocity's down, his spin has also been down at times this year. That creates deception for him when he has that good spin. So, Rock, I think you'd probably reiterate the same thing. Is like a little more velocity goes a long way, especially on your misses. You're not going to hit your spot every single time.
Oh, no question about it. You know, velocity is king in this day and age, and the hitters are adjusting to it. I mean, hitters obviously can speed things up and catch up the good velocity, but yeah, you're certainly, unless you have great movement and great location, like a Merrill Kelly, who can really locate his fastball, and he has some good late movement on it. You know, because if you're not pinpoint accurate with your fastball, yeah, that added velocity is certainly going to help.
And he walks Rojas. He brings up Dominic Fletcher. So, Ford, you've been watching Contreras, and John talked about his performance in Baltimore 8 days ago. He gets a couple extra days rest. But in Baltimore, you must have liked what you saw.
I did, and every guy's a little bit different when they have that time off. Some guys come out and they're better. They needed that rest. For me, I was a wild animal. You put me in a cage too long, I'm shaking the cage. I needed to eat. I needed to get out and play. You know, he looks a little amped up today. Like maybe he's trying to do a little bit more because he got that rest. He's just got to slow the game down and just do what he did in Baltimore, because it was a very good team and he executed very well.
I'll tell you one thing the Pirates need to do is figure out a way to defend against the running game. Opponents are taking advantage of the Pirates these days. Josh Rojas is 5 for 5 in steals. They swiped 3 bags yesterday, and the double steal was huge in the 6th inning. Josh Rojas and Ketel Marte against Keller.
I agree with that. I think that was such a great call, the timing of the double steal in particular, because they weren't getting anything done against Mitch Keller. That should be an easy out there. And so you end up getting a couple of base runners, and before you even have time to think, you know, again, that was the first time Mitch Keller was in the stretch in that inning, that 6th inning. And before he even had a time to think about running or the prospects of guys taking off, they took off first pitch after they got on first and second. And yeah, obviously big jumps and uncontested stolen bases.
Guys, I love the aggressive action, how the game's really kind of evolved with the running game. And I think that was part of Mitch Keller kind of losing, you know, his release point. I don't think it really mattered about him going to the stretch. It's so similar to his windup. But yeah, those guys running create havoc, whether it's behind the plate or on the mound. Those guys start thinking about it, trying to maybe speed up, work down the mound faster. Maybe it's a slide step that they have to worry about. It's a mental game too that I think really plays out for the offensive favor.
I think pitchers too, as far as.
Whoa, went back standing up. That's close. Pirates will take a good look at this one.
It looked like maybe Carlos Santana. I don't know exactly what happened, but something with his right hand kind of shaking it is caught him leaning, and boy, he just barely beats the tag. Yep, you see that foot does get in.
It's interesting. I was asking Derek Shelton about that too. From the offensive side, are the Pirates a little bit gun shy? Though they still lead the league in stolen bases, they're not running nearly as much or with as much success. And he pointed out, you know, yeah, the word is out. They're doing their darndest to defend against us now.
Well, I also think that it's a combination of things. For one, we weren't hitting as well. We weren't getting on bases often, and two, you're behind in the game, so you want to take the risk. I mean, you know, that's where that balance, as far as, okay, we're not scoring runs, so we got to be creative. So we got to try to create more offensive by being aggressive. But you know, if the other team's on to you, and you know they're being quicker to the plate or more throwovers or whatever. You know, the few opportunities you have on the bases, you end up giving them an out on the base. You know, so
that's a great point. And Castro led off the 9th inning in a 1-run game, was at first base, and the pitcher was a 1-7 to the plate The Pirates just didn't feel like that was a good time to even try running. And here is Castro out in shallow right thanks to the fort. We'll get back to Michael McHenry throughout the game. The Pirates are trailing 1-0 to the bottom of the second.
To you by AHN, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
1-0. It is a kid's Sunday. Some real little kids in the Steel City. Armed Forces Weekend. And today the Pirates gave away replica Armed Forces caps to the youngsters, and a check swing by Santana, who's 2 out of 8 in the series. 4, 5, 6 due up here against Merrill Kelly.
Kelly being pretty fastball heavy early on. Again at 92, but got movement, got location. And another one.
One out with the strikeout. Check out the Pirates family pack. It starts just $44 with 2 tickets and the option to add on more tickets. And each ticket comes with $12 in loaded value, good for concessions and merchandise on the day of the game. Go to pirates.com/family pack. We'll talk about Ke'Bryan Hayes in our open. 4 for 9 in this series, and a couple of big swings from Hayes. Back-to-back 3 RBI games for Hayes. Triple off the wall and right in the 3rd inning yesterday. Erased a 1-0 deficit. Hayes 3 for 6 lifetime against Merrill Kelly, and a fly ball to right. And that's Corbin Carroll. Well, looked like he thought the wall was coming up again on him. Yesterday it was Pavin Smith.
Yeah. And, the greatest route. Kind of slowing down and realizing, well, that's a little deeper.
AHN Supermo. 2 outs. Now Connor Joe. 2 for 6 lifetime against Merrill Kelly. And Connor Joe did not start either of the last 2 games. Pirates had Josh Palacios start in right field. So his first start, talking about Connor Joe, since Wednesday in Detroit, but with Thursday's off day.
Always gives you a good at bat. Very patient. Rarely chases. Got himself a good hitter scout.
Third lowest batting average against in the National League for Merrill Kelly. Within furniture and mattress strike zone.
Yep. Plate's been a little bit wide early on this game. That pitch a few inches off.
Way off. And a walk. And now let's step aside for this message from attorney David Schrager.
I'm attorney David Schrager. We think of this as a family, and it is our job to help your family. Don't be scared. Be prepared.
2-out walk. Connor Joe aboard, and here is Rodolfo Castro. And starting against a righty. Called upon to pinch hit yesterday. Initially against the lefty Andy Chafin. And then Miguel Castro, the right-hander, came on. Whoa, gets away. And Connor Joe will wind up at probably third base as the ball girl trying to run away from the ball. Looked like might have caught her heel. Really not going to have effect on the play, and Joe winds up at third.
That's the risk you take. Throwing over an errant throw. Christian Walker unable to come up with it. And so as soon as that heads down the right field line, you knew Connor Joe was going to easily get into third. I actually thought, as you'll see, clips of the back of the foot of the ball girl. Dangerous throw into third.
Whoa, now look at this. Pirates going to try and steal a run, and they will. A gift. Connor Joe scores on the wild pitch. Looked like Jose Herrera might have a little bit of a shot at Joe, but he tosses the ball over the head of Kelly, and thank you very much. It's 1-1.
How about that? That is something else right there. A 3-2 pitch that missed badly. A pickoff attempt and then a wild pitch. That's being creative on the bases, I suppose. And yeah, that's a gift. A couple of gifts. The ball comes up, catches in the right forearm, it looked like.
Look at
catcher.
Jeff Nelson trying to figure out a way to umpire, ball girl, all getting all involved here as Castro fouls this one off. 1-1. That was wild.
That was wild.
As you say, 3-2 pitch not close. Kelly, the throw wasn't seemingly that bad, but Walker couldn't handle it at first. All the way down the line, and then the wild pitch. Two and two on Rodolfo Castro. Started on Wednesday in Detroit against the lefty Eduardo Rodriguez. Line drive, but caught by Walker. A good sign nonetheless, and it's 1-1.
You buy your local Cohen Market, where you save on fuel, food, and more every day. And by Levin, the official furniture and mattress partner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's go Bucks!
Connor Joe, trip around the bases after the walk. Went to third on the errant pickoff try and then scored on a wild pitch, tied the game, and now Jose Herrera. Arizona's catcher. This is Contreras, and it's ball one. Switch hitting catcher Jose Herrera, first start of the series.
It amazes me nowadays, you know, the players, the padding that we're seeing with I mean, we've always seen hitters wear maybe an elbow guard, a shin guard. Now everybody has the hand guard. It's and I'm trying to think, how many guys have we seen hit? It's so rare anymore to even see a hit batter, but all these guys have so much equipment, and it's stylish.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it used to be that you had a little white pad that would go on your elbow after you got hit, or a little yellow white pad that went on your ankle if you fouled one off.
Now, like many shin guards on your ankles. Of course, that's been around for a while, but yeah, the elbow guards, and now that pad that straps around your hand. Remember when Jeff Bagwell broke his hand a couple of times? That right-handed hitter.
Yeah, his was kind of, he had like the padding,
batting glove,
on his batting glove. And now, boy, the home plate umpire Jeff Nelson takes one right off the front of the mask.
Oh, umpire Jeff Nelson behind the plate for one other Contreras start. That was April the 26th when Contreras went 6 innings, allowed a couple of hits and no runs against the Dodgers. He got 18 called strikes that game. Fly ball to right. Connor Joe back to the track, approaching the wall. It's off the wall. Jose Herrera, the backup catcher, on a 3-2 pitch, doubles off the padded wall in right center.
Man, that ball seems to be carrying today. There's not much wind to speak of, but you see their fastball middle in. It looked like a harmless fly ball off the bat, but it just kept going. And Connor Joe takes a look, couldn't quite get there.
So Herrera, who pitched on Friday, a Pirate blowout, and now this pitch bounces off of delay to the backstop. A wild pitch has Herrera at third.
Yep, the slider, and tries to pick it. Huge hop.
Well, if Delay would want to do that differently, we'll ask the Fort a little bit later on. We'll have Mike McHenry back on. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Pavin Smith, who flied out on an 0-2 pitch in the first.
And that one took a pretty wicked hop. I mean, I know Jason Delay is almost always on one knee. And even now with the runner on third, he sets up on one knee, and so more times than not, your only way of keeping it in front is trying to pick it with the glove.
Still 1-2 on Pavin Smith. Infield in with nobody out. Well, the D-backs a gift run to the Pirates in the bottom of the second, and now Contreras gives up a leadoff double and a wild pitch, in danger of giving the lead right back. But step one, the strikeout of Pavin Smith.
That's big. Get ahead, go upstairs, get a little help, get the chase. This pitch up around the letters.
You think with Contreras' stuff, we've talked about that, and even though he did pitch very well again against Baltimore, and the 7 innings was very efficient, but the fact that he only struck out 1, he's a guy that with his stuff looked like a guy that eventually, maybe as he learns the hitters in the major leagues and he gets more experience, will be able to work his way out of jams with a strikeout pitch. He was able to do that with Smith, and now he's out in front of Marte.
Yeah, you think of him, I mean, it is odd to see just 1 strikeout, because I do consider him a guy that can get swing and miss and can strike guys out, miss bats with that nasty slider and the velocity that he shows.
Pop up the shallow right. Connor Joe going to make the catch. Runner at third is going to tag, but not try and run on a former catcher himself. And Connor Joe, ball is cut off, and that's out number 2.
Nicely done. You heard the bat crack, so you knew it wasn't going to go too far. And Connor Joe, all sorts of momentum coming in to make this catch. And like you mentioned, there's a catcher on third base. That's way too shallow to even think about it.
And now Corbin Carroll. His home run, his first time up. Number 7 on the year for him. Gave the D-backs an early lead. Being careful, 2-0. And then we got a home run hitter on deck, tied for 6th in the league is Christian Walker with 11 dingers. Three and nothing.
And I would think he'd have the green light, and I would think that Contreras would be careful here. I don't think he'd just lay one in here on a 3-0 count. And delay almost was giving that target off the plate away. Ends up yanking it inner third, top of the zone.
Well, this would be huge. A gigantic lift for Contreras and the Pirates. Levin Furniture and Mattress strike zone. Looks like maybe got a little bit of a gracious call there from Jeff Nelson. Oh, everybody thought, well, Carroll figured it was ball 4. DeLay thought it was strike 3. So did the fans.
This box looks so small. So I thought maybe the box is just a little smaller than it needs to be because he gets the 3-1 breaking ball. This 3-2 breaking ball about the same location, maybe just a little bit higher than the 3-1 pitch. And that time not getting the call. And I don't know how as a hitter you can just like start walking to first like that was a no-brainer.
Christian Walker. There goes Carroll. You knew that was coming. And he steals his 12th base of the season, uncontested. Strike called on Walker. That's the 5th 3-2 count already for Contreras this afternoon. Oh, 0-2. As Walker not happy he missed that pitch apparently.
Appears he's taking his time out. A long walk away from home plate.
Really upset that he didn't do some damage with that pitch. Oh, brother. And a gift run for the D-backs. Yikes.
And again, you know, you're down on a knee.
Oh boy.
You're short with the breaking ball. It's just hard to get in front of it. It's hard to get your body in front of that. So he tries to pick it. Once again, comes up, gets away.
It's the second wild pitch of the inning, and this one brings home a run. Michael McHenry, I think, is at the hub now. Michael, what do you think?
It looks like DeLay's getting caught in between. It's a terrible place to be. The guy's a little bit erratic, and this is where I say wash the knee down approach. When a guy's kind of missing, his release point's off, you got to do whatever you can to keep the ball in front, because we've seen losing a game by 1 run. It's very easy to do it in the major leagues. Every run is precious, so I think he's stuck in between. He's got to use that knee down to almost push and be able to move around, almost like a rudder, but he's just not moving. It's almost like he's stuck today.
Well, you know, so many catchers have this approach of being down on one knee. Is the advantages that great to set up your target being down on one knee to where with a runner on third, you know, you risk having a wild pitch to score a run?
I don't think anything's worth giving up a run, honestly. I think you have to take a hybrid approach. Stallings does a really good job of setting up really late, so he's able to move a lot better. You know, you see DeLay, he's still learning how to do this, and sometimes you got to take that risk to reward factor and move forward.
Well, it was a very costly wild pitch because they get the strikeout and the D-backs have the lead.
Here on AT&T Sportsnet. I want to tell you about some historical enhancements that have been made here at PNC Park that you could check out on your next visit to the ballpark. I'm actually here at Pops Plaza, which is something that's kind of cool. You'll now find some really enlarged baseball cards of the Hall of Famer, the great Willie Stargell. You will also find banners of Pirates major award winners from over the years, along with artwork of historical moments in Pirates history done by local artists, plus postcards of the 5 ballparks that the Bucks have called home. That and more can now be found here at PNC Park. Something to look forward to, and maybe as soon as tomorrow if you decide to take in the Pirates-Rangers game here at 6:30. Guys?
All right. Look forward to seeing more of that, Dan. Thanks very much. Jimmy T does a great job with the historical pieces, and so important to remember and embrace and enjoy this history of this franchise. One of the great historical sports franchises in history. And now Tucupita Marcano will try and push that bunt up toward first, but fouls it off. Yeah, the Rangers, as Dan mentioned, tomorrow, that Pirates are going to see another tough right-hander. Dan Dunning for the Rangers is 4-0 with a 1.69 ERA. Nathan Eovaldi getting a lot of the attention, and he'll pitch Tuesday night. One out. Jason DeLay comes to the plate. So when we're chatting with Michael McHenry, the top of this inning, Christian Walker at the plate, ball coming right at you. And that thing's moving.
Man, that is something else. How does that not break?
I don't know.
And there's a handful of people in that little area there. And yeah, that's scary. Got in there quickly.
Bill Anderson didn't move from the Bill didn't budge. Strike. 0-2. Billy had to clean that camera lens between innings. You can actually see the laces on that camera lens. 1-2 strikes on Jason DeLay, who pinch hit yesterday for Austin Hedges in the 9th inning. A 1-run game, 2 outs. And the Pirates lifted Austin Hedges in favor of Jason DeLay. Tough assignment for anybody, especially a backup catcher against Miguel Castro, who was nasty and struck him out. Nasty slider. 2-2.
Pinch hitting's not easy. One of the toughest things to do, especially when you got to do it against the closer.
Sounds like it's coming from a man with experience.
And now I think it's even more difficult because there's fewer opportunities to pinch hit.
That's true. The designated hitter now, both leagues.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I think that hurts. You know, the bench player, the role player, as far as trying to get to some at bats. Talking about fastball velocity, by the way. Merrill Kelly, I mean, on the year we're averaging 92. We're seeing several 95s. Throwing the ball harder than he has on average this year.
Lifts this one to right. 2 outs. Corbin Carroll secures it. Back to Andrew McCutchen, top of the order. Join us for the annual Pitch for Hope Women's Baseball Clinic. It is Saturday, June 3rd. The ticket includes on-field clinic, commemorative t-shirt, brunch reception, and a game ticket for the Cardinals-Pirates 405 game that afternoon. Proceeds from each ticket will benefit Glimmer of Hope. Get more info, sign up at pirates.com/pitchforhope. Mike Ravello, third base coach, knocks it down. Josh Rojas over there. Hoping Rebello gets busier. That offense had those back-to-back games. Wednesday in Detroit, 14 hits, 8 runs. First night of this series on Friday, 13 runs, 17 hits. But not much offense yesterday. Tenth on the all-time RBI Pirate list. He's 7th in doubles. He's 4th all-time in homers. Check swing. No go.
Man, that pitch has some movement on it. He got Andrew looking in the first on a similar pitch that was in the zone, a little higher than that, but yeah, that one was clearly out of the zone. But that ball has some movement.
High fly pop. Second baseman Ketel Marte. And the Pirates go down in order. 2-1 D-backs. Fourth inning is brought to you by your Western Pennsylvania Toyota dealers. Contreras delivers a strike to Gurriel. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., 13-game hitting streak. Held up there for Reynolds.
He can cover some plate. I mean, he went out and got that pitch. It was down and away. In this series, we've seen him be able to hit up, down, in, and out.
Well, Contreras now faces Rojas. Walked him in the second. Josh Rojas. And being warned by Jeff Nelson. It's your first warning. You gotta give him a chance to get in there.
Flipping a curveball. Always a great pitch. And you can get it in there for a called strike. Ooh. Changeup below the zone.
Now Rojas calls time. Oh, nice play by Castro. Wow, that's really good. Stayed on his feet. Ranging far to his right. That strong arm. 2 outs.
Boy, was that ever a nice play. You know, and he got a tough hop too. It wasn't like he had the easiest hop in the world. You know, you're going to your right. Came up on him and just had the glove placed perfectly. And throwing off balance away from his target, Carlos Santana.
And now Connor Joe gets a good jump. Quick work there. Good D. Go to the bottom of the fourth. 2-1 Arizona. Point Park University brings us this performance from the past, and it was a year ago. Brian Reynolds of Matthew Liberatore against the Cardinals. Legs out his first career inside the park home run. Trip around the bases, and Reynolds leads off here in the bottom of the fourth.
And he thought he had it from the get-go. Started the home run trot out of the box and still was able to come all the way around.
Any inside the park homers for you in your pro career, Rock?
Never. Nope. Not since high school.
Ever come close in those minor league days, those quirky ballparks? Yeah.
Never.
No? Nothing bounced off the railroad tracks or something like that? No?
Nothing.
Okay.
Never, ever.
How about that?
Close.
Nothing close. Come on now.
No.
Nothing close.
In high school, it was funny because our field.
Carrick days, yeah.
Carrick
the old
was,
Carrick
was
field.
an all dirt field.
Yeah.
There wasn't a blade of grass anywhere. And it was the football field. So the third base line went as long as the football field plus some. So if you hit a ground ball down the line, third base, it's an inside the park home run. It rolled for 500 feet. And there was nothing to slow it down. It just, on the hard rock ground, it just rolled.
So as soon as you knew it went past first,
Yeah,
that's a home run.
And sometimes it got into the gutter, like the storm drain, and it just even go faster and farther.
Fly ball to center field, hit pretty deep. Fletcher back. That's going to die at the track for the first out in the bottom of the fourth. And a shaking of the head there from Reynolds. He thought he got more of that.
Pretty close.
Now, the Pirates aren't going to be a home run hitting team. They have to manufacture, but they could use some long balls.
Yeah, I agree.
Just on occasion.
Yep. And we had that. I mean, that first couple of weeks, the first month really, we've hit quite a few homers. And
thought the home run that Reynolds hit that ended his long drought on Friday might lead to, and could still, we're still just a couple days removed from that, but I'd love to see some balls leave the yard now and again. Jack Sawinski has hit 7 home runs this season. 4 of them on the road. Last year, those splits indicated he enjoyed home cooking a whole lot more than as a visiting player.
that's the good changeup. It's firm at 90.
Andrew McCutcheon, he's got his rally hat on.
Interesting.
Yeah. High fly ball to center field. Again, it's Dominic Fletcher. Now let's step aside for this message from Levin Furniture and Mattress.
It's a Steel Ergo Comfort mattress in a box starting at only $2.99 at Levin Furniture and Mattress.
Well, let's see if that rally hat works for Santana.
Definitely expect more in terms of the home run from Carlos Santana. I mean, quite the drought. Had a couple of the first week of the season. None since.
He has not homered since opening day here. One ball, 2 strikes on the 37-year-old veteran. Carlos Santana came to the big leagues with Cleveland as a catcher. Majority of his major league career with Cleveland. His first 8 years in the major leagues, then 1 season in Philadelphia. Didn't go so well, went back to Cleveland. Signed with the Royals as a free agent before the 2021 campaign. And the Royals last year traded him to Seattle. Pirates signed him as a free agent.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And again, you're looking right over the inside corner there if you're the home plate umpire. There's no way he saw that cross the plate.
On on the injured list, made his rehab start yesterday with Indianapolis. Game 1 of their doubleheader. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no runs, a walk, couple of strikeouts, 63 pitches. And then now Pirates will decide, and he will decide, along with the Pirates, whether he has one more or he rejoins the rotation. Geraldo Perdomo popped up in the second. Interesting to see what the Pirates decide to do after their game on Wednesday against Texas. It's a 12:35 start versus the Rangers. And the rotation set for that series. Tomorrow, Luis Ortiz. Tuesday night, Rich Hill. Wednesday afternoon, Johan Oviedo. An off day on Thursday. And then 3 in Seattle, followed by 3 in San Francisco. Carlos Santana kept it together after that last called strike was well in off the plate. But ball 4 here to start the 5th inning after a 6-pitch 4th for Contreras. His 3rd walk. It's Jose Herrera who doubled off him, leading off the 3rd inning. Sacrifice. Whoa! Santana almost gunned it over the head of the shortstop covering there, Marcano. Sacrifice accomplished.
And he may have a shot at him too. I mean, it's a pretty wide turn there from Perdomo.
Try the old hidden ball trick. David Smith. Well, they do need to pay attention to Perdomo. He's looking to go to 3rd. Here's this throw again.
You see how how much the ball beat the runner. If it's on the bag.
Got a shot, yeah. Two and one. David Smith, Diamondbacks first-round pick 6 years ago. And he delivers again. Sacrifice bunt pays off. RBI single. And it's 3-1.
And again, Smith with the big home run last night, showing some power to right center, showing some pretty good hit ability there, taking that pitch out over the plate the other way.
David Smith's season average coming into this game, 244. But he's one of those guys that ups his game when it comes to those RISP situations, runners in scoring position. Hitting over 340 in those situations this year.
Wow, that's really good.
And that's a nice play there. Santana to second for one, gets back to the bag, double play.
Beautiful. That's some good stuff. Boys, he's been good with the glove.
Levin Furniture and Mattress double play. John just said he's been really good.
Yeah, that's not an easy play either. That ball was hit extremely hard, staying low to the ground too. being able to pick that second skip off the grass. Perfect throw to Marcano. I know you brought it up last night about, you know, the first base play, and it seemed like there were like years, if not, I mean, it went by without a 3-6-3 double.
Yeah. So true, isn't it?
He makes it look so easy.
That'd be an interesting nugget. Find out how many 3-6-3 DPs have been turned already this year compared to, you know, literally years. I mean, single seasons. I'm sure the Pirates had each year a handful, but Santana making it look routine, comparatively speaking. Brian Hayes, 2-1 count. Bucks look for their first hit. Hayes, Connor Joe, Rodolfo Castro against Merrill Kelly. Hayes sent Corbin Carroll to the warning track in the second inning. It's 4 strikeouts, and now Connor Joe. Well, the Pirates scored without a hit in that second inning. A 2-out walk, a Miller Lite moment. Connor Joe on the 3-2 pitch, and now the pickoff try gets past Christian Walker. He goes all the way to third. A wild pitch. An unearned run.
Yeah, it's funny, only base runner, and it didn't take him long to come around to score without a ball put in play.
Merrill Kelly was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays. It was 13 years ago. Spent about 6 seasons in their minor leagues, and eventually decided to sign with the Korean baseball organization going into the 2015 season. He spent 4 years pitching in Korea, and the Diamondbacks signed him to a 2-year major league contract in December of 2018 and made his major league debut April 1st, 2019. He'll start against the San Diego Padres. And he's been a pretty darn good pitcher since.
I'd say so, and it's like he has 3 fastballs. He has one that runs in on righties. He has the cutter that runs away from righties in on lefties, and then he has the 4-seamer that'll run upstairs.
Connor Joe's going to get the first hit of the game for the Pirates. Diving stop by Perdomo, but no chance. Rodolfo Castro's probably had the hardest hit ball of the afternoon. He'll come to the plate with a runner at first.
That looked like the 2-seam fastball that he's able to hit in the hole. And good stop by the shortstop, Perdomo, but anytime you see a shortstop dive when he's going to his right, almost impossible to throw a runner out.
High fastball. Foul tip. Castro's first start against a right-handed pitcher since May the 6th. That was Jose Barrios of the Toronto Blue Jays. He had actually made back-to-back starts against Toronto. Previous night he faced Chris Bassett and started at third base that night. Was 1 for 2 with a walk. And that night they gave Brian Hayes a start off. Castro hitting .203 against righties, .326 against lefties. Didn't discourage him from trying again.
Well,
up by 2. And despite that errant throw previously,
It's a good changeup, and that's firm at 90 miles per hour. And just fades away. Opponents hit 100 against that pitch.
Nope, time was called. Jeff Nelson steps aside. So Merrill Kelly, who had a good year last year, 3.37 ERA, won 13 games, 200 innings, 33 starts. Even better this season, ERA of 2.92 coming in, 11th best in the league. A whip of 109, that's 10th lowest in the league. Whip is walks and hits per innings pitched. Drew Smiley, the Cubs, has the lowest whip. Mitch Keller, third lowest in the league. Bluff start by Connor Joe. 2-2.
The slugging percentage against his off-speed pitches. Talking of Kelly, too hard. Steps towards second, puts on the brakes. They slug 140 against his changeup. They slug 200 against his curveball. They slug 174 against his cutter. Ooh. 273 against his slider.
And a base hit for Rodolfo Castro. Connor Joe will head to third. Castro, 2 hard hits, 1 a line out, and this ground single to right. Runners at the corners for Tucupita Marcano.
And kind of funny how the game works, Greg, if you think back, as he hits this ball through the big hole on the right side. If Kelly doesn't throw the ball away, he probably has 2 hits. Because
that's true, that's right. Yeah.
You'd have Christian Walker putting Connor on, and he made a nice play on a hard hit line drive. But yeah, that's good hitting. Finding that big hole on the right side. Good base running by Joe, not hesitating. He knew he could get to third easily.
And now Marcano tried to bunt for a hit at one point in that third inning at bat, eventually bounced to the pitcher. Marcano, his third straight start. He's actually started at shortstop 5 of the last 6 games, 6 of the last 8, and 7 of the last 10. The month of April was pretty much after O'Neill Cruz went down. It was Rodolfo Castro almost every night at short, and then the Pirates started using Marcano almost when the calendar turned to May. And now it's 0-2.
Now with 2 strikes, shorten up, put it in play. And interesting because we've seen Marcano square with 2 strikes. Third baseman still playing in at third base.
That tells you that's good scouting. And he's also wanting to keep Connor Joe as close to third as possible. And now time called, and then a mound visit from Jose Herrera. And everybody going to come in for this one. Now let's step aside for this message from Bad Boy Mowers.
The fields, front lawns, and backyards of America. Bad Boy.
That's what Bob Block needs, a big bad boy.
Didn't he just buy one like a month ago? He was all proud of it.
Oh, he loves his mowers.
Yes, he does. He talks a lot about them.
He's got a fancy one up at the cabin.
He got here early today to talk to us about that and other things.
Yeah.
Real bright and early.
Indeed.
He was one of the first ones here this morning.
I'm pretty sure that he had to find a way in.
2-2. No go. There he is. Locked in on this game right now, though. Not thinking about the mowers. Locked in.
Good talk with Bobby today.
Yeah.
Good
baseball. He's a big baseball fan. Dauri Moreta starts to loosen in the Pirates bullpen. Contreras, 5 innings, 3 runs. He's thrown 83 pitches. And now it's 3-2, and a huge pitch coming up here to Marcano. Jason DeLay on deck. Runner goes from first, a line drive to right field for Marcano. Castro took off on the pitch. He's going to be waved home. And Tuki Marcano ties the game with a double to right field.
What a great at bat after falling behind. What a great at bat, getting back to a full count. And that's that changeup. I was just telling you, opponent slugging 140, which means basically he's giving up nothing. If he gives up anything, it's a single, hardly ever a double, but yeah, he kind of leaves it down the middle. And Marcano puts a great swing on it in a big situation.
That's something else there from Marcano. What an at bat, what a time to get that double to tie the game. Tuca Pizza Marcano. Oh, 0-2 on delay, fly to right in the third. Fly ball to right. Runner will move up 90 feet. 2 outs. And the hardest hit ball of his career. Took a Pizza Marcano just now, that double. Over 105 miles an hour. 105.5. The Castro hit was 104.6, so some hard hit balls here off Kelly. And now Andrew McCutchen with 2 outs. Ball 1. All of a sudden, the infield hit by Joe started it. The Castro single, the Marcano double. Of course, the Connor Joe infield hit traveled almost 103 miles an hour. And now it's 2-0. Connor Joe started it. First hit of the game. As he started that second inning. 2-out walk. And look out over at third, and Marcano gets back.
I can't believe that ball stayed in the infield. It had to hit Marcano.
Yeah.
It had to have hit Marcano.
It was right at him.
I mean, I thought it was going to go underneath him and into left field. Let's see what it does here. Yep, just got him.
Wow.
Yeah. If that doesn't hit his side, that's another run. That ball's in left field.
And if it's a good throw, he's out.
Yep, probably so.
2-1. And now 2-2 on McCutchen. McCutchen hitting .393 over his last 7 games. 4 hits in this series. Lays off, hitting .321 at PNC Park this season. His incredible return.
It really is. And he still has that great eye. I mean, he don't even flinch at that slider.
We're there. And he has, of course, that signature bat flip after the walk. Andrew McCutchen brings Reynolds to the plate. And now Brent Strom on a stroll to the mound. Right now the bullpen is quiet. Merrill Kelly has been so good. Last 4 starts, Merrill Kelly 3-0, a .242 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 4 walks coming into this game over his last 4 starts. On the road this year, his ERA is 1.19.
You know, it's interesting. We talked a little bit last night about Mitch Keller and, you know, pitching out of the stretch for the first time in the 6th. With Merrill Kelly, you know, the first time he pitched out of the stretch was with Connor Joe on, and he threw the ball in the right field, and he's on 3rd in the wild pitch. And didn't pitch out of the stretch again until Joe got the base hit.
That's a good point.
Castro single, Marcano double, a walk to McCutchen. And back in the, well, he was out of the windup with the walk to McCutchen, but now he'll be back into the stretch.
Ryan Reynolds looks to deliver here. You know, Reynolds has been upset. He was upset he just missed that 4th inning pitch. Drove Fletcher, the center fielder, back to the warning track. Reynolds is hitting .379 with runners in scoring position.
This is where I love that there's no shift. You have a huge hole on that right side.
And it's grounded to the second baseman, Ketel Marte. But Pirates tie it up. Tucupita Marcano doubles to right to score Connor Joe and Rodolfo Castro. Line drive into the right field corner. It's 3-all.
Our old friend Steve Blass in the house, shaking hands, signing autographs. Had a few friends though, as the River City Brass Band in the house to throw the first pitch to Steve, who was behind home plate. They will also be performing God Bless America in the 7th inning. Steve is a big fan of the band. In fact, they're America's only full-time professional brass band. They are getting tuned up for the 7th inning. And guys, I must say, I couldn't let Steve walk away without getting a big hug. Had not seen him since last season. Always good to get a big hug from Steve Blass.
He is a big fan of the band. As you say, they're getting tuned up.
Yes.
And Dowry Moreta, Big Bank. Nickname, appropriately enough.
Yes, sir.
Talk about Mr. B.
Nothing like a big bear hug from the Big Bear Blast.
Corbin Carroll, ball 1. Moreta, 2 outs in the 8th inning yesterday. Struck out Christian Walker, got Lourdes Gurriel to ground out. Contreras, 5 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And an okay start. Probably not the one he was hoping to have after all the rest.
Shealy's numbers for Moreta. Good work, 218, 30 punch outs in 20 2/3 innings.
John, if a so-called quality start is 6 innings, 3 runs, what's a 5-inning, 3-run start, I wonder? What's just under quality? Average?
Acceptable.
Acceptable, I like that. We're gonna have to count how many acceptable start. We got something easier to say first of all.
Yeah. Average works. Or no, I don't know. That's it.
And if it Quality start is 6 innings, 3 runs. What is 7 innings, 3 runs? And strikeout. That's quality right there for Moreta.
What's funny is if the score was 10-3 Pirates, that would have been a good start by Contreras. If you leave and you're down 3-1,
that's true.
Acceptable, I guess.
An start. Check out the Pirates Great Taste Ticket presented by Miller Lite. Tickets just $30, includes $16 of loaded value, so you can enjoy your first drink on the night on us. Limited seats. Offer available online only at pirates.com/great taste. Uncomfortable looking swing and a miss. Also fans of the brass of the Motor City brass band right there.
No doubt about it.
Ball to strike. Rob Zastrisny is loosening the bullpen for Pittsburgh. A lefty looking down at what's ahead in this 6th inning. Rojas, Fletcher, lefty hitters. Christian Walker, 11 homers, hitless in 9 at-bats in the series. Backhand, deep third, throw across, in the dirt. Brian Hayes, a rare throwing error, has Walker at second.
And again, was about to just rave about how effortlessly he makes this play. It's just, most third basemen are diving for this, or at the very least sliding. And watch how quickly he gets over. 3 steps, the backhand, sets up, and just not sure if he didn't have the full grip or what have you, but looked like almost like a changeup he threw over there, and that's a tough little in-between hop for Santana. He's been good over there picking balls as well, but that one, tough one to handle.
Second error this season for Hayes. Lourdes Gurriel, 2 flyouts against Contreras. A 13-game hitting streak, came in 6th in the league in hitting at .307. His on base plus slugging at .903, his OPS, that's 10th best. Here's the play again as Hayes adjusting that grip.
Yeah, hard to tell, but yeah, he definitely didn't. He wasn't as firm or thrown as hard as he typically throws it across. So it's hard to tell if that was.
Oh, check swing, fair ball, and Moreta throws it over the head of Santana. 2 bad throws bring home a run, and the D-backs take the lead again. Well, that was a great break for the Pirates, it seemed, because Gurriel didn't run out of the box, didn't know where it was. Was frozen at the box.
Yeah, I mean, because he didn't know where it was, I mean, it actually would have been a perfectly placed swinging bunt, but because he doesn't get out of the box, plenty of time for Moreta. You see, it starts behind him. It almost looked like in front of that front foot.
How about that? 2 bad throws, and they lead again, and that will be it for Moreta. Derek Shelton going to bring in Rob Zastrisny.
The authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This Pirates pitching change is brought to you by Sheely's Furniture, Appliances, and Mattresses. Diamondbacks have the lead again. They credit Gurriel with an infield hit, the throwing error by Moreta. I know. Moreta allows Walker to score Obviously, it should be just a straight error on the pitcher, but it's a housekeeping situation that maybe they'll worry about later. Right now, it's Rob Zastryzny, his first appearance for the Pirates since April the 15th.
His Shealy's numbers, 7 appearances. He's picked up a win, a couple of holds, strikeout per inning.
And Emmanuel Rivera will pinch hit for Josh Rojas, and a counter move by Lovello. Pinch hit yesterday in the 7th inning off the lefty Jose Hernandez and lined out to third. Zastryzny reinstated off the injured list on Friday. 1 rehab outing at Indianapolis on Tuesday. 3-0 through 20 pitches, 12 of them for strikes with AAA Indianapolis in his 1 inning. A non-roster invitee out of spring training. 3-1 on Rivera. Connor Joe with the 2nd out. Dominic Fletcher bats. Zastryzny appeared opening day in Cincinnati. 31-year-old from Edmonton. Pitched in the major leagues previously with the Cubs, Mets, Angels. Another wild pitch.
I mean, this one right in front of the glove, it just took a weird hop, came up and bounced off to the right. Good slider there.
Two and 1 the count on Dominic Fletcher. Zastryzny was originally a 2nd-round pick of the Cubs 10 years ago. To center field, back goes Sawinski to the track. An unearned run. Pirates down 4-3.
Firm of Bordas & Bordas, official legal partner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And by your Western PA Chevy dealers. Let's go Bucks!
Next homestand, the Pirates will be hosting the Cardinals to start that long homestand. Friday, June 2nd, 7:05. First 20,000 fans get an 80s themed Pirates t-shirt thanks to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Go to pirates.com/tickets. That's Friday, June 2nd against the Redbirds. They're starting to make a move. They're out of the cellar in the Central. 4-3. D-backs lead it. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning. And a Plum High School product back in the Berg. Scott McGuff.
21 appearances, a 4.50 ERA. Opponents hit just 185 against him, though.
And into shallow left. Gurriel. Let's down to Dan Potash with more.
All right, Brownie, thank you very much. Well, if McGuff sounds familiar, you should. As you said, he went to Plum High School. He also had a chance to play high school baseball here at PNC Park. Was drafted in the big leagues by the Marlins in 2015. Spent some time in Japan, but has never, ever pitched here in his hometown park professionally until right now. Very cool. Welcome home.
That'll be a special moment for him, and he's in a big spot. Gets Sawinski to fly out to start this sixth. He faces Santana. Pirates actually drafted McGuff out of Plum, but he decided to forego signing and went to the University of Oregon. And as Dan said, when the Marlins drafted him, the Dodgers signed him initially, 5th round pick out of Oregon in 2006, and then they traded him to the Marlins, part of the Nathan Eovaldi deal.
I wonder if he ever had Mr. Check for a teacher.
I wonder. Doran Check, our radio engineer, longtime teacher at Plum High School. Three and one. Swing there, but fouled off. There he is. I think Doran actually said to Scott, the young high schooler in his math class, you're going to be a big league pitcher someday.
Yeah. Don't worry about this math stuff.
You're really good at math, but I think you could be a big league pitcher. And a walk. With one down. And they'll bring up Ke'Bryan Hayes. Scott McGuff decided to pitch in Tokyo, the Nippon Professional Baseball League. 4 years there, and now back in the States and pitching for the D-backs. He makes his home now in Scottsdale.
That would have been a really neat experience, I think, for the guys that go over and play in Asia. What a cool thing that must be.
Sure seems it, well, not all the time, but oftentimes to do wonders for those guys.
For sure.
Kind of learn how to pitch. Violation on him. Ball one. Ke'Bryan Hayes was flied out and struck out. Scott McGuff's dad pitched professionally in the Cleveland organization as a minor leaguer, mid to late 70s. Two and one.
That's a split, by the way. We've seen the fastball at about 94 miles per hour. Throws a lot of splitters. Throws the splitter, in fact, more than he throws the fastball on average. He'll also flip a slider in there on occasion.
Fly ball to center. Well,
wow, that could have been.
Gurriel jumps right in front of Fletcher.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster for the Diamondbacks. Would have been a nice break, but yeah, that's one where it's almost like straight to the center fielder. He doesn't have to go that far, so he doesn't feel like he has to count it or call it. He's under it. Why do I need to call it?
Yeah.
I'm in center field. Then Gurriel, you can see he's yelling.
So the putout goes to Gurriel. And now Connor Joe, who walked and singled against Merrill Kelly. Kelly goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs. Scott McGuff out in front now, 0-2 on Connor Joe. helmet issue. Not going to count it as a timeout. Well, the D-backs got a solo homer from Corbin Carroll with 2 outs in the first inning off Roansy Contreras. Pirates tied it in the bottom of the second off Merrill Kelly. Without the benefit of a hit, Connor Joe walked, went to third on an errant pickoff attempt, scored on a wild pitch. The very next inning, third inning, D-backs got the lead again. Jose Herrera led off with a double. Was wild pitch to third. Contreras was able to strike out Pavin Smith and get Ketel Marte to pop out to shallow right. But then when Corbin Carroll was at the plate, he uncorked another wild pitch. And they took the lead. Easy play at first. Pirates down a run, going to the 7th. Game, the D-backs lead it, going to the 7th inning. Point Park University brings us this look at pioneering the future. Leo Vera-Peguero and Henry Davis last night with Altoona. Peguero 3 hits, and Davis hit another homer.
Good stuff. Peguero heating up.
Yeah. And now what?
The pitch calm.
About once a game, a pitcher will have a problem with a pitch count. Zastrisny at the last 2 outs of the 6th. Geraldo Perdomo turns him around to bat right-handed. Leadoff hit. And now Jose Herrera, Herrera bunted after this situation in the 5th inning, got Perdomo to second. And Perdomo then scored on a base hit by Pavin Smith.
I think that was his 3rd sacrifice. I looked that up. So I'd look for it again.
Yeah. And another, this might be a pass ball. This is not a good day behind the plate. Another free 90.
Yeah, it was just by him.
Now the sacrifice moves him to third.
Come on, Peg.
The official score ruled that pitch to Herrera before the sacrifice bunt, a wild pitch. And now Pavin Smith with the infield in.
Yeah, how about that? The old school. 4 sacrifice bunts on the year. Is that even did they even put that in the stat pack as far as
I think so.
Leaders and sacks?
Take a look. Yeah, look it up elsewhere.
I'm on it, Greg.
Are you?
I am on it.
All right. Well, we'll wait for your answer.
Nope. I don't even put it in it. No more sacks in the stat pack.
That's too old school for people. They don't like it. 1-2 the count. Sacrifices are dumb. TJ Friedel has 4. Geraldo Perdomo of the D-backs with 4. Victor Robles of the Nationals also with 4. Kevin Smith of the Oakland A's with 4 coming into today. The major league leaders.
Well, given that for Herrera, he only has about 50 at bats.
Sacrifices per at bat. He is the leader. Pop up on the infield.
That's big.
Marcano. And a big second out for Sestrizny. We're going to keep him out there and let Marte bat right-handed. Looks to be the case. Ketel Marte. Nope. Going to go to either Johan Ramirez or Robert Stevenson. Shelton has made the move. Four 3 D-backs in the 7th. Rise in projected starters for this upcoming series against the Rangers. It starts tomorrow night. Airtime 6 p.m. Dane Dunning, look at those numbers, against Luis Ortiz. Tuesday night, Nathan Eovaldi, who's been outstanding, against Rich Hill. He's been really good for the Pirates. And Wednesday afternoon, the lefty Martin Perez against Johan Oviedo. Another tough opponent coming into Pittsburgh. Those Rangers lead the Houston Astros by 2 games in the American League West. A 28-17 record at the start of the day for Bruce Bochy's Texas Rangers, who are shutting out Colorado 5-0 in the 3rd. Now Robert Stevenson gave up the hit to Gurriel and the homer to Pavin Smith in the 7th inning yesterday. But Ketel Marte is 0 for 6 lifetime against Stevenson, so that's why they have this matchup. They look at all this stuff in advance. The matchups they want.
It's a big out right here. Don't want that run to come across, obviously.
Oh,
man, where's the pitch? Well,
jeez,
swung
everything.
now.
Pitch, the swing.
Pitch looked pretty close. The check. That's enough.
0-2. A 2-strike, 2-out hit. Ketel Marte brings home Perdomo with an insurance run in the 7th.
And man, after flipping a couple of breaking balls up there, I mean, this pitch 98, look at the location. That's almost off the plate in, but shortened up the swing and was able to get the bat head out.
Well, now Corbin Carroll. That run charged to Sestrizny.
I guess if you would that be an earned run at this point?
Yep.
I mean, was that rolled a pass ball?
It was a wild pitch. So Sestrizny gave up that hit to Perdomo and that wild pitch. And a sacrifice bunt by Herrera. 3-1 on Corbin Carroll. Home run, walk, stolen base. He went to third on a wild pitch in the 3rd inning, and he struck out against Moreta in the 6th. '97 up and out of the zone. A hit and a walk. Brings up Christian Walker, and out comes pitching coach Oscar Marine.
Yeah, kind of just a bizarre game when you look at it. Other than obviously the first run of the game, the home run, wild pitches, sacrifices leading to runs, back-to-back errors leading to a run. Pirates score after an error and a wild pitch.
Yep, it's not been a clean game by any stretch. Trying to keep it a 2-run deficit, though. Still 3 more at bats. Christian Walker hit that bouncer to Key Brian Hayes, and lines this to left, but foul. HN Supermo shows you.
Well, foul.
Walker 1 for 4 in the past against Stevenson. That one hit a home run. Backhand pick there. Ball to strike. And that's possibly a backbreaker. That scores 1. It scores 2. A 2-run double for Christian Walker, and now 7-3 Arizona.
Yeah, that hurts. The breaking ball had stayed up, and Walker just hooks it. You see the room he has, and that goes right over the bag at third.
A couple of real difficult outings for Robert Stevenson back-to-back. Lourdes Gurriel was given a hit by the official score last time up. That extends his hitting streak to 14 straight games if that holds up. He's 1 for 3.
Yeah, I can't imagine that holding up. I mean,
yeah, routine play.
That was very routine. Now, if he ran out of the box,
right,
initially,
yep,
but yeah, an accurate throw gets him easily.
Oh, 0-2 on Gurriel. Again, the Pirates saw the matchup they wanted, and this is something again they game plan. They look a staff of individuals that helped Derek Shelton, and Ben Cherington addressed that. Why Keller was pulled after 84 pitches yesterday.
100.
Wow.
Some frustration. Just let it fly.
And Cherington talked about always looking ahead, a couple of innings on creating optimal matchups. Derek Shelton managing those decisions, thinking about it, looking to look ahead, game planning. And after every game, no matter what happens, there's a debriefing, objectively reviewing the outcomes. A fly ball to center field, and Sawinski to the wall. 7th inning stretch time. We're going to keep it here for God Bless America. Pirates will have their work cut out for them, but still 3 more shots, trailing by 4.
The Pirates are proud to welcome to the field Sergeant Tyler Cross. Sergeant Cross is a Human Resources non-commissioned officer for the 475th Quartermaster Company in Cranberry Township. He's been in the Army for 8 years and recently re-enlisted for another 6 years of service. Sergeant Cross deployed to Kuwait in support of Operation Spartan Shield. We are proud to have Tyler and his family at the game today as guests of the Pirates and salute him for his service to our country. At this time, we ask those who are able to please rise, and here to perform God Bless America, please welcome the River City Brass Band.
By UPMC Health Plan, your partners in care. And by Sheely's, locally owned and operated for over 70 years. The best things in life happen at home. Let's go Bucks!
UPMC Sports Medicine scoreboard. Pirates trail by 4 runs going to the bottom of the 7th inning. The rubber match of this series. Got to go to work now. Scott McGuff at the plate, against Castro at the plate. Castro, 2 hard hit balls. Singled last time up, just before Marcano doubled to tie the game. It will be interesting because it's his 3rd at bat as a lefty hitter, and in the starting lineup against a righty for the first time since May the 6th.
And a couple of good at bats. I mean, had a good at bat throwing a walk last night.
Yeah, that's right. So 3 straight at bats against righties, and will that earn him a spot in the lineup tomorrow night? Ball 2. Looking for base runners here.
You could consistently, McGuff, throw that fastball right at the top of the zone and consistently at 94 miles per hour. Oh, that's the split-fingered fastball. That's a pretty good pitch.
So Marcano ripped that double in the 5th inning. Pirates down a couple. Connor Joe, Rodolfo Castro aboard. Tied the game. And a nice play by Walker. Won a Gold Glove last year.
Yeah, I thought that was headed into the corner for another extra base hit for Marcano. That ball was hit pretty hard, and Walker was off the line, but quick feet, a couple of steps and a grab.
17 defensive run saves last year, most many first basemen, .996 fielding percentage. Well, now Jason DeLay with 2 outs and nobody on. He's flied out twice to right. Scott McGough, no doubt, family members, friends on hand. See him pitching in Pittsburgh, big leagues. Pop up, Walker over, up against the netting. Last year, 38 saves with the Yakult Swallows of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Was second in the Central League that year, those 38 saves last season.
And I gotta imagine that's a pretty cool experience. Closing games in Japan, and it's kind of a baseball crazy nation.
Yeah, he said when he first went over there, he thought about just playing there for a year, maybe get him back to the major leagues. But once he got to Japan, loved it so much, realized it's such a great place. Thought about spending the rest of his career there. Fans were awesome. Team treated him great. Whole experience amazing, according to Scott McGough. But if you throw well enough, he said there are scouts everywhere, and now he's back a little older, feels a little smarter, and a better pitcher. And that's 2 scoreless innings for Scott McGough. Stand with the Rangers, and then next homestand, Pirates return against the St. Louis Cardinals. First time the Redbirds come to town this year. Saturday, June 3rd, 4:05 first pitch. First 20,000 fans will get an O'Neill Cruz bobblehead. Thanks to FedEx. Go to pirates.com/bobbleheads. O'Neill Cruz, that'll be a great keepsake. And I saw him in the clubhouse last couple days. He's on crutches, better spirits.
Nice to be playing our division again.
Yeah, I'll say.
I mean, until this year, you played almost half the games against your division.
Yeah.
It seems like we haven't played anybody in the division forever.
Very strange. Hard to believe the first time the Cardinals come to town. Pirates haven't played the Brewers yet, have they?
No.
Don't play the Brewers until mid-June.
Shealy's numbers for Ramirez, a 1.29 ERA.
Nasty sinker slider mix.
Haven't played the Cubs either, right?
Don't believe so.
The next homestand will be the Cardinals, Oakland A's, and New York Mets. Manuel Rivera pinch hit in the 6th, stayed in the game to play 3rd. On 2 strikes. Dominic Fletcher next.
Man, that is just a great 1-2 punch from Ramirez. Hard sinker, filthy slider. And just runs away from the bat. little below the zone, gets the call.
Oh, does he get an out here? Does he? Oh, he does not. How close. What a try from Hayes.
Boy, I mean, that just to catch that ball is hard. I mean, he's retreating and trying to get himself in a position to get a hop, and he's able to come up with it. And man, almost. You figure if that throws lower on the inside, maybe you might get him, but it's a little higher on the outside. Because you figure if it's inside and lower, Carlos Santana's catching that ball maybe 4 or 5 feet closer.
Out in front.
Yeah, out in front.
Perdomo now with 1 out. Strike 2. Wow. Another free 90. The theme of this game.
There's been a bunch.
Free 90s. 90 feet. That runner moves up. A wild pitch. Two wild pitches for Roansy Contreras.
Is that 5 total?
Zastrisny had a couple. Now 5.
And when you consider before today's game, 14 total on the year.
It's been over 20 years since it, oh my gosh.
I think that hit him. I think
so
that
too.
hit
It sounded like
the back
his
foot.
shin guard.
The back foot slider, perhaps.
First and second. Sounded like it hit a protective.
Oh, yep, you're right. Right again.
First and second brings up Jose Herrera. One ball, one strike on the catcher for the D-backs, who behind the plate for a wild pitch in the second inning that brought Connor Joe home.
Consistently, that pitch, just that, you know, that a ball or two off the plate, that's been a strike for much of the afternoon. Not that one.
So, John, the last time a Pirates pitching staff uncorked 5 wild pitches in a game, September 19th, 2000, in Philadelphia. The pitchers were Bronson Arroyo, he had 1. Scott Sauerbeck had 3. This is a game you and I were playing the other day.
Yeah.
Former Pirates. Matt Scrometta had 1. Do you remember Matt Scrometta?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Ground ball. They get 1. And injury to Herrera He's going to have to leave the ball game. It's going to be a double play. He couldn't get out of the box. Wow.
And
injury to the catcher. Double play turn, go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-3 D-backs. Didn't think there's any way he would continue in this game.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, at first I thought maybe he was trying to sell that it was a foul ball, but yeah, it looks like he might have twisted that left ankle
to the point where he couldn't get out. I mean,
yeah, he turned that over, that left ankle.
Hop, look at that. Can't put any weight on that left foot at all. He's back in there.
He's in there. Didn't expect that.
Oh. That's good news for the D-backs. We'll watch and see if that doesn't come into play at all here. The catcher, all these wild pitches today. A very tender left ankle. Now Andrew McCutchen leads off against Kevin Ginkel. Scott McGuff goes 2 scoreless.
Hard thrower. Ginkel, a 3.44 ERA. Opponent's hitting .235 against him. 2 pitches. Fastball, slider. .95 plus on the fastball.
.96 there. 2-1 on McCutchen. Needing base runners. 2 more shots.
Let's see if we can get the top of this lineup going. Just a couple of walks through for the first 5 in the order.
And bounce to short. Perdomo throws out McCutchen. Ginkel, a San Diego native, but attended the University of Arizona. He was drafted by the D-backs, 22nd round, 2016. It's his 5th season with Arizona. On a strike. Toward right, and that's Carroll. 2 down now in the 8th inning. The Pirates are the only team in baseball this season without a win when trailing after 6 innings. They're 0-16. 4 outs left to pull off a comeback here. Jack Sawinski 0 for 3.
And just the 3 hits. Unfortunately, those 3 hits were all consecutive, leading to 2 runs. But outside of that,
D-backs got the home run from Corbin Carroll in the 1st. Pirates tied it in the 2nd on a wild pitch. D-backs took the lead back in the 3rd. Added another run in the 5th. Roansy Contreras giving up 3 runs. A 3rd inning run scoring because of a couple of wild pitches. 5th inning because of a sacrifice bunt led to an RBI single from Pavin Smith. Pirates got the 2-run double from Marcano in the bottom of the 5th. And then a couple of throwing errors in the 6th. Key Brian Hayes and the pitcher, Dari Moreta, brought in a go-ahead run. Christian Walker came in. That made it 4-3. And Sawinski draws a walk. Rob Sestrisny gave up a leadoff hit to Geraldo Perdomo. And with 2 outs, after a wild pitch, had Perdomo at second. He was lifted in favor of Robert Stevenson. On an 0-2 pitch to Ketel Marte. Marte singled, then Corbin Carroll walked, and a 2-run double by Christian Walker. Ball 1 on Santana. Herrera going to head out, so is Brent Strom.
Interesting.
Didn't like the walks. The walk and the ball 1. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to PNC Park. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
Too loud.
Yeah, turn that down. You see the Avnet sponsor logo on that sleeve. All the D-backs have on their jerseys. Major League Baseball, the latest collective bargaining agreement, came to agreement to let teams do those sponsor logo placements on the uniforms. And Santana flies out. Go to the 9th inning. 7-3 D-backs. 9th inning we go. And folks still having a good time on this Sunday afternoon.
Perfect day for a ball game. Going to be a perfect week for
baseball. Oh, that's good to hear.
Man, beautiful weather.
Tomorrow and Tuesday nights, and then Wednesday afternoon for the Rangers. They lead 5-0 over the Colorado Rockies. They were leading 5-0 over the Colorado Rockies. Still is, but Texas got the bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the 5th, so they're going to try and pour it on. This ball in the air to center. Pavin Smith. 1 out. Brewers are leading Tampa Bay down at the Trop 6-4 in the 9th. Quite possible the Pirates will be a game back once again in the Central. Phillies beat the Cubs 2-1. Yankees over the Reds 4-1. Mets won the first of their doubleheader against the Guardians 5-4. One ball, 2 strikes. Braves top prospect Jared Schuster, best start of his young career. 3-2 win over the Mariners. He retired 18 of the 21 batters he faced. And speaking of that, it was good to see today once again Quinn Priester pitch well.
Yeah, he's starting to dominate,
make a push.
What's that? 3 real good ones in a row.
At AAA. Indianapolis. Two and 2 on Ketel Marte. It's Hayes way up there. 2 outs. Two up, 2 down for Johan Ramirez. And now Corbin Carroll. Priester went 5 innings. Shutout ball, 5 hits. Pitch back to the backstop, nobody on base. Carroll hit his 7th home run of the year in the first inning. He's also walked twice, stolen a base, scored a run. Corbin Carroll, a 22-year-old from Seattle.
Good speed, power, very patient at the plate.
First round pick 4 years ago, and just 22.
And under contract. How long?
Yeah, that big. Does 5 sound right to you?
Maybe more than that. I think it's a big number. I remember hearing.
Oh yeah, 8 years. Yeah, 111 million.
Oof.
Draws a walk. He's on base for a 4th time. 3rd walk. And Christian Walker delivered what might be the knockout punch, that double that made it 7-3 in the 7th. Don't want to beat up on Jason DeLay, but because he's been so good, it's such a great story. He's having one of those days. I mean, everybody has them. Pitchers have them, hitters have them. He's just having it. Nobody feels worse than that guy. He really cares. He's been really good.
Now this guy's not easy to catch.
Right. And a stolen base and an error to add to DeLay's woes today.
Pretty good jump. He peeks in. Right through Castro. Looks at his glove, but yeah, this ball just comes up on him. Oh, that's why. Okay, I was wondering why. Like Castro's looking at his glove. Yeah, the leg of Carroll almost takes his glove off.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 3rd error of the day on the Pirates. Well, they took a hit away from an error away from someone.
Nope, they just added one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Hayes, Moretta, and DeLay now. Very, very sloppy game. One and 2 on Christian Walker. Pretty phenomenal story in his own right. Think about how far he's come. This Norristown, PA native who was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles 11 years ago in the 4th round out of the University of South Carolina, and was taken off rosters a couple of times, and he singles in a run. Christian Walker.
Yeah, that one up a bit. Didn't see the typical movement you see from Ramirez. Kind of stayed straight. Inner third of the plate, and that's a good piece of hitting. Reminded me a little bit of Matt Holliday. The way he would pull his hands in on that fastball that would come up and then hit it up the middle.
You know, Walker was let go by the Orioles just as spring training was starting in 2017, and the Braves picked him up and was with the Braves just a couple of weeks. They took him off the roster. The Reds got him off of waivers. First week of March 2017, at the end of spring training. First, Joey Votto was locked in at first base. The D-backs got him for cash considerations the end of March 2017. Last year drove in 94 runs. Foul ball. Castro out. Santana, Connor Joe. Oh, 1 on Gurriel. Line to center field, and the catch made. Need at least 5. Brian Hayes will lead off against Kevin Ginkel. Merrill Kelly went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. Marcano's double tied it, but in the 6th inning, they got the lead back, so Kelly in line to win his 5th. Scott McGuff 2 scoreless, and the 2nd inning of work now for Kevin Ginkel. Dauri Moreta on the hook. D-backs, meanwhile, came in 26-20, 3rd best record in the league, winners of 6 of their previous 9 games, and just 2.5 back of the Dodgers in the National League West,
who are losing by 4. So
to St. Louis, the bottom of the 6th at St. Louis. The D-backs head to Philadelphia. Take on the disappointing Phillies. This is going to be out of play. Phillies at 21-24 at the start of the day. They did win over the Cubs. Well, how about the Padres?
I was just looking at that.
Lost 4 in a row, 9 of the last 10, 20-26 when the day began, and they're hosting Boston. Line drive out.
That big payroll, you know, you just can't.
Money they spent.
It's amazing.
Crazy money. Connor Joe now. D-backs, they're playing good ball now. They've made a huge leap forward last year. They had gone 52-110 in 2021. Improved to 74-88 last year. And again in Torey Lovullo's 7th season, looking to win their 27th game here today. 27-20. Pirates will be going to Phoenix in July for a 3-game weekend series just before the All-Star break. 2 outs.
By the way, just look at, you know, like run differential. Tampa way out in front, outscoring opponents by 126. You see where Oakland is?
Yeah, Oakland's historic. It being outscored 166 runs. They are maybe going to end up being the worst team in the history of baseball. They're 10-37 and 3 outs away from losing their 38th. Oh, 1-2 on Castro. What's going to happen to the Oakland A's? Are going to end up in Vegas?
It'll be interesting. I mean, could you? The question would be, could you draw in Vegas?
Get a new ballpark. Well, for Castro, he's trying to battle here and trying to show the Pirates that he deserves to play every day. He's been a great teammate, though. You saw him on the edge of the dugout on the railing yesterday, cheering on his teammates, even though he's not been playing much. Strike 3 called. That'll do it. It's an ugly one for the Pirates today.
Sure was. We figure they were held hitless 8 of 9 innings. All their hits coming in that 5th inning where they pushed a couple runs across. But yeah, a lot of walks. Pitching wasn't real sharp. Defense wasn't real sharp. D-backs made the Pirates pay. When they got opportunities, they took advantage of extra outs and extra 90s, extra moving up on wild pitches and everything else. Yeah, it wasn't a pretty game for the Pirates defensively, and yeah, the Diamondbacks certainly pitched well enough to where the mistakes were too many.
3 errors in those 5 wild pitches. Historic, really, first time ever at PNC Park history. The Pirates pitching staff uncorked 5 wild pitches. So the D-backs take 2 of 3, and the Pirates will get ready for the Texas Rangers tomorrow night. Pirates postgame is coming up next. Stick around for that. D-backs win it. Merrill Kelly, the winning pitcher for the Snakes. 8-3 final, Arizona.